Okay, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about a silver era bodybuilder named John McWilliams. The biographical information on him is pretty slim, as he was pretty much just known for his massive arms. Um, they measured anywhere from 19 and a half to 21 inches, depending on the article you read and the year. Um, but that was just freakishly big arms for the time. You know, you're talking about a time where the physiques, of course, were going to be a bit smaller anyway because you didn't have widespread use of performance enhancing drugs. Uh, so, this is what really made him a standout. And even Sergio Olivia, when he saw him for the first time, he commented that his arms were too big. But let me give you the biographical information I do have. We do know that he was from Kenton, Ohio, and he would have been born around 1923. During his high school years, he was a track star. He did really well on discus and shot put, and as a result, he got offered a lot of scholarships. But instead, he enlisted in the United States Coast Guard in 1942. We do know that he was lifting some impressive weight during this time because there's a recorded deadlift for him in Mobile, Alabama at 710 pounds. We also know that during his time in the service, he had an injury that almost ended his lifting career completely. Uh, while he was in the Coast Guard, he worked as a machinist. He was in a shop, and in 1943, a propeller shaft flew off a lathe. It gouged his knee, and as a result, um, he really got a severe injury from that, and his knee never fully recovered. And you see a lot of people say that maybe if he trained legs or had better legs, that he would have been remembered more. They say that, the silver era wasn't necessarily as leg focused. And while that's true, I think really the main reason that his legs weren't in sync with his upper body is because that, he had this injury that affected him for the rest of his life on his knee. But as a result of that injury, he really lost a lot of weight. He dropped from 252 pounds to 171 pounds while he was going through recovery. He was discharged from the Coast Guard in 1943, but against the advice of his physicians, his doctors, he returned to weightlifting. He built his weight back up. He started competing in track and discus again. He started attending Ohio State University. He got a degree in physical education, and I got this information from an article written in 1946 by Bick Sloat. And John McWilliams would have been 23 at the time of this article, which is why I say he was probably born in 1923. The other biographical information I have on him is we have placings for the AAU Mr. America contest in 1946. This would have been his competition that he, bounced back from his injury. He returned to, but he only placed 13th in that competition. And then in 1947, he placed 18th in the same competition. So we know that he really didn't win any big competitions or anything like that. He just had those remarkably large arms that he was well known for. Um, we do know that he was a rec director at the Cleveland Boys School. And during this time, they mentioned that he had a 230-pound curl, which, if even cheating, that's pretty impressive. And he would have weighed between 240, 250 pounds. And then at this time, his arms measured at 20 and a half inches. We do know, though, in 1946, He won a best arm contest, um, and this was noted as Columbus, Ohio. And again, his arms measured for this at 20.5 inches. Now, he actually had a standing offer that if anyone could measure his arms cold at less than 19.5 inches, that he would offer them, pay them reward money. So anyone was welcome to come up to him and measure his arms at the time. And if they measured under 19.5, then he would cough up some reward money. I don't know how many people actually did this. The other bit of information I have is that he did run a gym in Dayton, Ohio, Dayton Health Studios. And after this, the trail pretty much goes cold. There is a photo of him attributed to now living in Florida. But I cannot find any information after that. I don't know when he died or what he did in the later years of his life. And it's a pretty safe bet to assume that he's no longer with us, because if he was still alive, he would be 100 years old at this point. But as I said, just very remarkable arms for the time. The only workout we have surviving from him is his arm routine, which I'm going to go into. He would have done this 3 times a week. The routine is very tricep focused, as he believed that triceps were the true driver of arm size. So in this routine, be prepared to do a lot of heavy tricep work. I'm about to get into it. I'll cover everything. I've actually ran this routine 3 or 4 times now. It was pretty impressive. And sorry for the lack of biographical info, but there's just, it's just limited because he wasn't that successful as far as placing and winning bodybuilding competitions. He just had freakishly large arms for the silver era. Okay, so as I said regarding this workout, I've ran this about 3 or 4 times now. It was fairly challenging. The one thing that really stood out to me was how he combined barbell pullovers with the close grip bench and the superset. I've never actually done pullovers on arm day before. I've always seen it either paired, with chest or back, but he had a massive upper body, and doing the pullovers, you are going to get some tricep activation, because you're pulling over almost like a skull crusher, but pullover, you're supposed to be using more of your lats, but you do still get some tricep activation. So your first superset, number 1, is barbell pullovers combined with close grip bench presses. And these are 2 sets for each exercise, 12 reps. So you could go a little bit lighter on this opening superset. Then you're going to move right on to the second superset, which is another barbell pullovers and close grip bench press superset. This time you're going to be going heavier because it's 2 sets of only 6 reps. These were very challenging, and how I would do this was I used the barbell. First exercise in the superset, of course, was the pullover. So as soon as I completed my pullovers, and I'd do that last pullover, I just narrowed my grip on the bar and went right into the close grip bench press. So this was definitely fairly challenging. It had got my heart rate up. So unique, and I kind of liked the intensity there. Now, after your supersets comprised of the pullovers and the close grip bench, you're going to do a standing barbell curl superset combined with overhead tricep extensions. We have 3 sets for each exercise, 12 reps. Now, how I did this was I did the standing barbell curl at the bench, and then I sat down And when going into overhead triceps extensions, I used the barbell. So it was more like doing a seated French press. So I got both exercises in right there at the bench. I didn't have to walk around back and forth, anything like that. And this worked really well. It allowed me to go heavier. So that was a good combination right there for the third superset. The fourth superset was your dumbbell curls. We have 3 sets by 10 reps, and it's supersetted with dumbbell tricep presses, 3 sets, 10 reps. Now, the dumbbell tricep presses is basically like a closed grip bench, except it's with dumbbells. So you're going to lay back on the bench after you're done doing your dumbbell curls. You're going to hold the dumbbells close together, and then you're going to press straight up and down. So you're using a narrow grip for dumbbell presses, basically. And if you want to see the exercise demonstrated, you can look it up. But you'll get the point. And I noticed, like I said, in the biographical part, this is very tricep focused. So your triceps are going to take a pounding with this workout. And then finally, the last superset number 5 is going to be a lying barbell triceps extension, which is basically your skull crusher. And again, this is going to be paired with the close grip bench press. Now, on the skull crusher, you're going to be doing 3 sets of 12 reps. On the close grip bench, you're going to be doing 3 sets of 10 reps. Now, I did this the same way I did with the pullovers and the close grip bench. As soon as I got done doing the skull crusher, I just narrowed my grip and went straight into the close grip bench. He really liked that close grip bench movement, as you could see with the dumbbell presses and the barbell there. And then right as soon as you're done with your third set of close grip bench, you're going to go grab a pair of 20-pound dumbbells, and you're going to do one arm kickbacks, 20 reps each arm for 2 sets. And this is the finisher he preferred. And remember, you don't want to rest. You work one arm doing the kickbacks, then go right into the next. So, as I said, this was very heavy tricep work. I'll give this workout a 4. It was challenging. I had my heart rate up. And the only thing I would say, maybe it was a bit too tricep focused. I would have liked to seen some more, a little bit more for biceps. But, you can't argue with a guy that hit 20-inch arms during the silver era. You might want to consider throwing this into your arm day rotation. If you want to shake things up a little bit, you're looking to add arm size, because he was a real big believer that triceps were the true driver of arm size and to bump up that arm circumference. And it was obvious he believed in that close grip bench movement. So give this one a try. I think you'll find it worth your while. I enjoyed it. And the only thing I would say is that I would probably throw in a couple of forearm exercises to finish this one off. But other than that, solid workout. Very interesting guy. Wish there was more about him online, but I gave you everything I had. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe.